This week on Dateline Abuja, we're looking at the failure of local governments to meet up with their responsibilities. A lot is blamed for this failure. Most importantly, its lack of autonomy financially. Our feature story takes us to Wuluma community near the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport in Abuja. A community crumbling under the weight of poor local government management and a lack of infrastructure that should make any government very ashamed. Helping us navigate local government autonomy issues today is our guest, Comrade Ambali Olatunji, the president of the Nigeria Union of Local Government Employees. This is Dateline Abuja. Hello and welcome to Dateline Abuja. I am Kayla Megwa. We kick off the program with a look at some of the major stories in the nation's capital this week.
President Muhammadu Buhari on Monday joined Muslim faithfuls at the State House Mosque to mark the commencement of the Ramadan Tafsir. The interpretation and explanation of the Quran, according to a statement from the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Publicity, Mr. Gadaba Shehu. The exercise saw the President join in prayers for justice, peace, prosperity, and enhanced welfare for the whole of humanity. Nigeria's rising prominence as Africa's fertilizer powerhouse is the reason the President is meeting members of the Fertilizer Producers and Suppliers Association of Nigeria. He based his commendation for the association on the implementation of the right policies by the Buhari administration, especially the backward integration projects.
Today, I am pleased to hear your assurances that we will not have any shortages in Nigeria because of the Eastern European conflicts that has impacted the global fertilizer trade. All these trends indicate our backward integration policy was the right policy. I would therefore like to thank members of the Fertilizer Producers Association once again for partnering with government in this very patriotic backward integration project. I also want to commend all those who invested and continue to invest in this sector. Through these investments, you are double blessed as you are making profits and bring prosperity to millions of Nigerians working in the agricultural value chain.
The Revenue Mobilization and Fiscal Commission has reviewed Nigeria's vertical revenue allocation formula. The 4-volume report of the review was presented to the President at the State House in Abuja during a visit by the delegation from the Commission.
With regards to the social funds, an increase of 0.2% for the Federal Capital Territory and a decrease of 0.38% for development of natural resources are being proposed. As you are aware, the federal government also made its input into the process of reviewing the vertical revenue allocation formula based on existing constitutional provisions for roles and responsibilities for the different tiers of government. We must note the increasing visibility in subnational level responsibilities due to weaknesses at the level, for example, A, primary health care, B, basic primary education, and C, levels of insecurity, and D, increased remittances to state and local government through the value-added tax sharing formula, where the federal government has only 15% and the state and local government share 50% and 35% respectively.
The President says professionals in various fields, especially accounting, provide the strength and framework for thriving economies, assuring that his administration will continue to engage experts to gain measurable and reliable results. He was speaking while receiving a delegation from the Institutes of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria.
You are an envious institution in the sense that it needs a lot of brains and discipline to qualify. which is not very common, and which is hard work involved in it, is not a very favorable issue with us Nigerians. The less we work and the more we get, the better for us.
President Buhari has given assent to Executive Order 11 on national public buildings maintenance. Speaking shortly before appending his signature, the president directed all ministries, departments and agencies of government to set up maintenance departments in line with the provisions of the new executive order.
Maintenance of assets is more than a culture. It is an economy from which many can prosper, and we must nurture and water that economy by policy and actions that create opportunities and inclusion for our people.
After the signing, the president presided over the weekly Federal Executive Council meeting where several memos were considered. Nonetheless, the federal government used the opportunity to explain that the government is not overwhelmed by the security challenges in the country.
What was not reported was the very timely and efficient manner it was repelled, and the huge casualties suffered by the bandits terrorists. The terrorists, the oxygen they need is what is being provided daily today, which is they want to occupy the front page of every paper. In a matter of time, we will overcome the terrorists, the bandits, and criminals all around.
All options are available for the choice of the presidential flag bearer for the All Progressives Congress when the party holds its primaries. The national chairman of the party, Senator Adamu Abdullahi, made this known to State House correspondents after he was presented to the president by the former acting national chairman of the party's caretaker convention committee, Governor Mai Malabuni of Yobe State.
The options are there: direct primaries, indirect, and consensus. The party has a choice which of these paths it will take. Since the history of democracy in this country, First Republic, Second Republic, up to where we are today, I don't remember any convention, the size we held. I don't remember any convention that there were misgivings about the possibility of his success than this one. We came out clean, and we thought the leadership that Mr. President provided the party has made all this possible.
The National Assembly has extended the implementation of the 2021 Appropriation Act from 31st of March to 31st of May 2022. The upper chamber gave approval for the budget's extension after examining a bill to amend the 2021 Appropriation Act. The federal government has detected over 1,500 workers who presented fake letters of employment to the verification committee set up by the federal government. The head of the Civil Service of the Federation, Dr. Folashade Yemieson, made this known at the National Policy Dialogue on entrenching transparency in the public office recruitment in Nigeria, organized by the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission.
Nigeria as a country continues to explore all possible means to close the unemployment gap. Sometime in March of 2021, this office informed the ICPC that there were quite a number of fake letters of appointment circulating in the ministries. At that particular time, we discovered that in just one ministry alone, there were over 1,000 individuals bearing fake letters of appointment, and they were already enrolled on the payroll. The Office of the Head of Service received another report, this time from the Federal Civil Service Commission itself, forwarding names of over 500 persons in various MDAs that possess fake letters of appointment.
The Federal High Court Abuja has struck out 8 of the 15-count charges filed by the federal government against the detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu. In a ruling, the presiding judge, Justice Binta Nyako, ruled that 8 of the charges had not established any tangible offense against Mr. Kanu. The court fixed May 18 to rule on his request for bail.
Welcome back. Local governments were created to help Nigerians at all levels. The need for government presence at the grassroots cannot be overemphasized. It helps with infrastructure growth and security. This week, we visit Wuluma community in the Abuja Municipal Area Council. This community is located just in front of the presidential wing of the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport and is famous for poor infrastructure and an incredible lack of government presence.
The struggle for a decent living is worsened by the lack of basic amenities like potable water and electricity in Wuluma community, a settlement which is a stone throw from the Abuja airport. Years of neglect by the government towards the exasperating conditions found here has compelled more people to register their complaints. After walking miles just to get access to water, Mark Fred Udenze, a resident pastor here, shares some disturbing stories.
This is the only water they have, and that is the only water they drink. If you take it, the next thing is to be urinating blood. So these are the major challenge we have: water and that of light. That one is so secondary, because I have written to the AMAC chairman 3 times, no reply. I've written to Philip Adudoa, the FCT senator, leading me is one custom officer that was posted here then, and all of no avail. The most painful aspect is, up to this very moment I'm talking to you, Sunday has not done anything. There is no government presence at all in Wuluma village.
54-year-old chief of Wuluma, Agura Mohammed, now retired, expresses profound concerns through his son over the uneven treatment they are subjected to by politicians. Apparently, there's a gross lack of compliance to the COVID-19 protocols, and incidentally, there are neither cases nor deaths.
COVID-19 day yazo atu 2020 abi shine COVID-19 yazo da ikon Allah dai anan namu dai na area namu airport Allah ya sere muna ba mu COVID-19 ba.
Wuluma community, famous for its lack of health facilities, power supply, good roads and schools, ironically sits just opposite the presidential wing of the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport.
We are close to presidential, where our president diverting to anywhere you want to go. Why did no one give us light for this place? If you have funded, let them tell us, see where on our fault.
When Channels Television contacted the Abuja Municipal Area Council, the head of Works Department, Mr. Andrew Gaza, who declined to speak on camera, said provision for water and electricity has been made for the community in the 2021 budget. He adds that plans are on the way to address some of the infrastructure challenges in the community. However, the authorities are expecting the residents to use some of the infrastructure in neighboring communities, pending when the area council is able to fulfill the promise of addressing the infrastructure. Challenges like this reflect the long-time negligence of the government towards this section of the people in a democratic setup, which clearly questions the ongoing development process by the government, and that clearly leaves a lot to be desired.
There's a nationwide consensus that if local governments had more autonomy and were not just appendages of a state governor, we might see more development at that level, and our guest on the program agrees with this. Comrade Ambali Olatunji is the president of the Nigerian Union of Local Government Employees and has vowed to actualize local government autonomy by any means necessary. Comrade Olatunji, welcome to Dateline Abuja.
Thank you very much.
I want to talk to you about autonomy and why it's so important. You know, we're looking at local government autonomy, of course. You vowed when you came into office that you would ensure that we have local government autonomy in this country. Why is local government autonomy so important?
We are key players when it comes to practitioners in local government system, and we've been there over years. We have seen a lot of improvement and retrogression when it comes to policies of assault. For us in local government system, we believe that local government is the most strategic system of government, the closest, most important, most relevant tier of government to the people, because that's a point of contact between Nigerian people and governance. Most Nigerian people has no access to modern system of government. So for us, we also did a demographic survey that came out to say that over 65% of Nigerian population reside in the rural areas. So which means we only have about 30% residing in within the cosmopolitan city. And democracy, if it's about the given dividends of democracy to the people, it must target the larger percentage of the people. So for us, once the foundation is weak, the building cannot stand. The first and the most important, according to history, in tiers of government is the local government system. During the native authority, it has been in existence before the amalgamation of Nigeria. And when the colonial master came, they didn't abolish it. They improved on it. Yes.
My question really is about its autonomy.
Yes.
Why is it so important for local governments to be autonomous?
If we don't go back
financially, especially.
If we don't go back to the history, we may not be getting it right. That's why I'm putting it in clear perspective. If we had this so good in the past, when local government was able to tar roads and also trying to make sure they stem spate of insecurity, because before the gradual depletion of the powers and function of local government, we haven't gotten it bad like this, where we have terrorism, we have banditry, we have Boko Haram, we have insurgency everywhere. How did local government used to do it?
At what point did local governments stop being that effective?
Yes, by 1999 Constitution, there was a lacuna in 1999 Constitution under Section 7, 1, A and B. The first one it says, which was even very good, is guaranteeing democratic system of government in local government level. But because of the greed, the over-domineering power and lust for power by the state political elite, by the governors and the actors in the state level, they decided to seize local government political autonomy. They dissolved democratically elected political leaders in local government and impose on the local government their cronies, who are their surrogates, as chairmen of caretaker committees and administrators. And by that implication, since those who do not enjoy the mandate of the people, they are no longer accountable to the people. And people lost interest in our democracy. That is the first one. And what they now did is, even in area that they say they are conducting election, what we are witnessing is charade. What we are witnessing is what we tag appointment, promotion, and coronation.
We've identified how effective the local governments were in the past. We've talked about when it went wrong and what are the problems. So we've identified what the issue is. You're coming now to say that we are going to ensure that local governments have autonomy. How are you going to do that?
After our public rally sensitization here and there, the 8th National Assembly passed a bill guaranteeing local government autonomy. And that was as a result of referendum conducted. At the referendum at the zonal level, across the country, over 90% of participants, Nigerians, voted for local government autonomy. And even the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Muhammadu Buhari, affirmed openly that is going to ensure local government is granted full autonomy.
So what's the challenge?
Now, when we did that, the bill was transmitted to the State House Assembly. Only 9 of them passed it, 2 voted against it, and the majority, they abandoned it. They discontinued the debate. That's why we are at this level again. And don't forget, around that time too, the bill for autonomy of the state judiciary and the parliamentary was also given that approval. But surprisingly, even at the parliament level, in the state level, they even declared to grant themselves autonomy.
That's actually the next question I had for you. When it comes to the state level, financial autonomy for the judiciary, does it exist in any states in this country?
You can't say it exists. But you see, interestingly, we are not getting it right. We have different arms of government. If we say judiciary, the executive, legislative, and judiciary, they exist. What we need to do is that who should be responsible for funding judiciary?
Well, the state governments actually committed. They committed to implementing financial autonomy for state judiciary.
Saying is different from doing.
So you don't trust
we don't. So with our experience in local government, we know that, like for example, when we nearly actualized local government autonomy, the federal government brought in NFIU, which is a financial intelligence unit, to control the funding in local government. These people, through the back door, go back to court, and they stall the performance of NFIU. So, you know, because they have enjoyed this power, enormous power, it will be difficult until Labour really ensure that the agreement they are going to sign with them should be expressly stated. Not that they make a pronouncement, Forum of Governors make a pronouncement. No, that is political. For us in Labour, we want to see a written document, clearly stipulated terms of agreement. And until we are able to do that, all these saying, we don't believe it in Labour. Because we have experience we have governors who choose to disobey court order.
There's a bill asking that local governments be delisted from the Constitution.
Yes. The National Assembly need to be careful, so that their name is not dragged into the mud. If democracy and the people own the sovereignty of democracy, people decided they want autonomy. Is Bob Solomon bill in the House a reflection of the wishes of his people? And no federal government, no unitary system of government can meet the political need and aspiration of the people. So at that level, you need an inclusive government at lower level, whereby people will have a platform to be involved in democracy.
So so that we can be clear, you do not think that the local governments in Nigeria right now are effective?
Yes, because they are resources.
Yes, they are effective.
Yeah, they are not effective. They are castrated as a result of criminal diversion, pilfering, and outright stealing of local government fund by state actors using the jack, which is a lacuna in the Constitution. The dream of the founding fathers is clear, that let us have a pool of fund under Joint Account Allocation Committee. When you look at the Constitution Section 7, it says appropriation of public fund to local government should be through jack, which will be legislated by the state houses of assembly. But instead of them bringing, the law says you bring federal allocation meant for local government into that pool, you also calculate 10% of IGR by every state, you put it in that pool of fund, and you redistribute to local government equally. Now, instead of them doing that, they are not even contributing ₦1. What they do is to even pilfer the local government fund.
We're going to have to end it there. Thank you so much, Comrade Olatunji, for being with us on Dateline.
My pleasure.
Thanks to my guest and to everyone who spoke to us today on the program. What makes Wuluma community so pathetic is how close it is to the seat of power. I mean, not only is it located in the Abuja Municipal Area Council, but it is also close to the presidential wing of the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, which means that anyone, including the president who lands there, has seen this area. We do hope the Federal Capital Territory authorities investigate the plight of Wuluma and take necessary action soon. That's our show this week. Please let us know the happenings in your neighborhood using the social media handles showing right now on your screen. Thank you so much for watching. I am Kayla Magwa. See you next time.